Hello everyone and welcome back to Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically.
But what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
10-15 days ago, I got contacted by a company called vSeeBox. I just started looking into it and I saw some Reddit posts, people complaining about it, them stealing your accounts or stealing some money with no evidence, just claims. And people were saying, don't buy this, go pay $3 for some other illegal service. Obviously, this is also illegal, and you will get access to all the movies, all the shows, all the TV channels for free, no subscription, no nothing. Some people were saying initially it's free, and then after a couple months they start asking you for money or disable the device. Claims, no evidence. It could be from a competitor, it could be all bullshit, right? So I don't know. These guys reached out. They said they're gonna sponsor me, they're gonna give me this device. It took 4 or 5 days, I didn't respond. And then I responded and I said, okay, sure, send me one. And I gave them a mailbox address, not my home address. And I said, you know, I'm gonna do a deep dive into this product. So just so you know, it's not gonna be showcasing the features and the product, it's gonna be a deep dive. I think at this point, either they caught up with the mailbox address or they caught up with my other YouTube channel where I'm reviewing a malware VPN sponsorship somebody sent me. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you checking that out. And maybe they saw that I'm reverse engineering Android apps. They caught up and they completely stopped responding to me. So that was another sign for me to take these guys seriously and take a look at what they're doing. So I went to AliExpress and I got scammed there, but I got my money back. But here's the deal. There's another type of scams going on AliExpress for these guys. So this bullshit is on sale for $350 or something on their own websites. $300 for a bullshit Android TV device, media box, whatever. So on AliExpress, I just wanted one device. I just want to reverse engineer it. I'm not gonna use this. I don't care for it. I just want to see what's going on in this. So I saw that on AliExpress there's like one on sale or multiple on sale at different stores for like $100 to $110 or something. I said, sure, why not? I just ordered one, and as soon as I ordered, 2-3 hours later, I get a text message and they were asking for extra money. They said, okay, you've paid 110, you need to pay the rest in Apple gift card or Android gift card or Bitcoin or bullshit. I didn't even respond to that message. I went back to AliExpress, canceled the order, got my money back, and then I went to some other sites and I just bought this with my own money. I am highly suspicious of this device. As you can see, it's still sealed. I haven't even looked at this thing. I just wanted to show you guys, and we are going to open this up together, and then I am going to take my time with it. I'm going to play with it, and I am going to deep dive in its features and whatever is running on this device. And then hopefully, if I discover there are some abnormal or malicious stuff going on, I will let you all know so you can steer clear. $300 for this, I would just stay away. 8K Ultra. All right, sure. We are gonna probably see some bullshit SoC that they are claiming can do 8K, but I'm sure it can't. So, you know, you can say, okay, you're paying $350. That it's not for this tiny box. It's for that illegal access to all the movies and the TV shows and live TV and all that stuff. A lot of things that you can do if you want to go illegal. You don't need $350 for this. Come on. This is the device and they ship it with this bullshit antenna. See, I haven't even opened it and I haven't even tried it. I'm already calling it bullshit, but it is what it is. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to open this up and let's see how hard they try to prevent people like me from getting into it. So let me see. Okay, they can try all they want. I am getting into this thing one way or another, even if I end up breaking it. I'm not gonna use this bullshit. So I'm gonna use my mighty Fantic automatic screwdriver. You see, it's faster and more convenient. I just love this thing. Okay, so let's see what a 300, okay, hold on. Jesus Christ, this is $300. Look at this H616, H313Q7, whatever, that's version 3. And look at this. That's RTL chip, that's Wi-Fi. And look at this, the glue, the hot glue job that they have done in this. This is like hand soldered antenna. That's the audio thing, yeah. So that's the Ethernet, optical here, HDMI over here, and the power jack. 2 USB ports and SD card, which is empty. So it means that their operating system is already in here. That's the whole weight of this thing, by the way, is just this metal part, okay? This is like 15-20 grams. There's absolutely nothing in this, and there is a screen over here and IR receiver over here. That's the screen, and I gotta see what's underneath this. They have used the glue, so all right. Jesus, I saw it. See, it's allwinner H618. If I get an SBC that uses this, I don't think I would use an SBC with H618. And I'm kind of sure H618 cannot do 8K output. I think this board with the case and everything probably cost them, I'm gonna say $50. And I'm being generous here, including the box and everything, accessories and bullshit, 60 bucks. Fine, 70 bucks. Okay, 80 bucks. That's the Raspberry Pi 5 price. 8 GB RAM. And this bullshit comes with how much RAM? I don't know. I have to check the specs of this bullshit. Anyway, this is a H618 allwinner. I think this chip is like $4, $3, this SoC. Anyway, I am going to check everything about it. I am already skeptical. So they are selling you $30, $40 board for $350. And then people saying sometimes they steal their information and get into your accounts and all that stuff, and no one really doing anything about it. So I am going to get my hands on this. There's also OTG port, which is nice. That's probably what I'm going to use. Okay, I just wanted to do everything in front of camera so you all see there is no magic trick. There's this bullshit guide as well. Let's take a look at their features. Okay, upgraded to Android 12. New powerful chip, allwinner H618 enabling. Okay, so apparently I have to check this claim, allwinner H618, that they can say can do 8K 60 FPS. I don't know why, I highly doubt that, but we'll see. It comes with quad-core 64-bit ARM Cortex A53 quad of that. I cannot do. Anyway, we'll see. RJ45 a gigabit LAN and Bluetooth 5, Wi-Fi 2, 4, and 5 GHz and 32 GB eMMC memory. So yeah, that's 32 GB flash, 4 GB RAM. Yeah, this board is $40. And yeah, basic setup, connect the power, connect the TV, and remote control. This is their app. Okay, so that is what I'm gonna check. Let me see their branding, if they're any. Yeah, there you go, that's their logo. Definitely their custom ROM on this, obviously. So yeah, that's all for now. Now it's cybersecurity research time. I just did everything in front of camera. You guys see what I'm dealing with. I am going to dump the contents and analyze the Android bullshit that's running on this. Hopefully I will find some good and spicy stuff. Give me some time, probably a couple days, and then I will give you guys an update.
Several hours later.
Well, I said couple of days, but honestly, it didn't take me anything at all to get what I got. So I'm gonna show you a couple of pro gamer moves, especially for people who are lazy just like me. I'm gonna be very honest, Google has not been kind to me, YouTube has been kind to me in terms of the algorithm and whatever. I did like 2-3 videos on reverse engineering malware and exposing scams like this. I mean, it didn't get any interaction, any recommendation, so I can't really spend a lot of time on projects like this at the moment. Hopefully share, like, subscribe. Hopefully this channel will grow and I will be able to spend more time doing more research like this. But let me just show you. We talked about this chip and I just put back the heatsink. And what I'm gonna do is I haven't lost my mind yet, so I'm not gonna connect any Ethernet to it and not gonna give it any Wi-Fi. So what I'm gonna do is just connect the HDMI, and I am basically just going to power it through the OTG port. And you'll see the light comes on, and as you can see on the screen, it starts booting. Okay, it just shows vSeeBox. I think they literally meant VC is that they see you and they're watching you, so maybe that was intentional. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I had to deal with the HDCP settings in my capture card. Anyway, so now you can see vSeeBox, so they see you. Now let's see. So I want to show you one thing that I always do with this type of garbage TV boxes passwords, whatever. So if we go down, now let's go to system settings, okay? And if we go to the device preferences, and if we go to about, you will see that there are version Android TV OS and the Android TV security patch, and you a bunch of times you do that, they show you this Easter egg, whatever. But you see, this is the TV OS build. Look, I'm pressing. It's supposed to open up developer options and enable it, right? It just does not, never, it doesn't allow you, okay? It doesn't let you to open the developer settings and enable developer settings. So for devices like this, one of the easy, again, always the lazy way, fast, easy, fast, lazy way, okay? You go to an application that I have it installed right here that it doesn't even show the name properly. It's called Activity Launcher. As you know, Android applications, they all have various activities that are exported, and you can call them and trigger them from outside, okay? The long story, you know, it's just something in the Android apps, okay? So if I search developer options here, that's an app that I installed. I was hoping that it can enable it. It didn't do anything. So you see, that's the settings, the default com.android.tv.settings. That's actually the settings app of Android. And I'm going to open that, and you will see there are two exported activities. One is development activity, one is the app picker activity. So I am going to manually trigger the development activity, and you see this is it. And I'm going to come down and I say launch that activity. Boom, it opens up the developer options. So developer options are actually enabled, but if you try to do OEM unlocking, or if you try to do USB debugging, can you guess what happens? You can't. So watch what happens. I'm gonna turn it on. Boom! Device restarts itself. The garbage vSeeBox actually have a demon in the back watching and constantly checking if you are enabled developer options. It shuts off and reboots, okay? And when you come back, you might think, oh, okay, fine. It rebooted, it comes back, the developer options is enabled. Nope, it's not. It reboots and these developer options are gone, okay? It's not enabled. So next thing I did, again, that's what I do usually with the Android bullshit like this, that I don't want to deal with desoldering the eMMC chip and going all about it. That's just easy, fast, lazy way. Okay, so I went all the way. I downloaded a bunch of APK extractors. Honestly, I didn't know which one was the one that worked for me last time, so I just installed all of them. I downloaded it, I put it in the SD card, by the way. It loads the SD card, so you can do that. You download it in your computer, put it in the SD card, and then come back here and install it, and you will see it right here. So out of all of those, this one worked. Okay, so here I can see all the applications, including the OS applications, the system applications, the ones that doesn't really have a launcher that is in the app installed applications menu. Those are the apps that do not have exported activity, that like a launcher activity that you can click and launch. Okay, so these are system libraries, system apps. So what I did was one by one. These are weird. Like you will see, you think this is a real okay app and it's agent launch. What the hell is even that? I don't think I have it in my, let's say, Pixel. So I don't remember exactly what is there, what is not there. So what I did was you click on this and it says extract APK, and it's successfully extracted. It goes to the storage inside it. So storage emulated 0 APK extractor and all the APKs. Without getting tired, one by one, I clicked on this, I clicked on extract APK, I extracted the APKs. And look at all these apps in there. There are so many, and I know a lot of them for a fact that this developed by these guys and looks like a garbage, some shady shit going on in there. So captive portal is there with that name. I don't think that's common and normal, but I don't know. There are a lot of things that looks okay. Device heartbeat. Okay, so you might say this might be something in the Android and this is not from vSeeBox, maybe, but considering the fact that when I enable developer options, it reboots immediately, that throws me off. Not sure. They could have modified any of these service APKs and replaced it with some code that would do that. So I literally one by one clicked like this and extracted it. Okay, they have Disney app, they have all sorts of other apps. I think a lot of these are shady stuff. And then once you extract it, you put the SD card in there, and then you basically go to any file explorer. So I went to this one, whatever, and you have to just go to local storage, and you see Android extractor is right here, and all the APKs we just extracted are here. Just hold the OK button and select the copy, and then you copy this, you go back and you go to the SD card that will show up here. Sorry, it's not there, but trust me, you put it in there, it shows up. And I did that, and I extracted the APK files, and now I am at that point. And I already uploaded the APKs to VirusTotal just to get the established baseline, and I'm seeing Trojan, SMS Trojan, this and that, and all popping up on the VirusTotal. So I just want to give you this quick update on where I am and how I extracted the APKs from this garbage TV box thing. Now let's see, hopefully I see some spicy. I mean, not hopefully, well, honestly, some poor people just basically paid $350 for this garbage. Yeah, so sorry to those souls. I think there are very shady shit going on this. Again, still is early. It's a hunch, but I've seen what these types of Android TV devices do. These guys don't have a proper reputation. So that being said, let me go back and continue analyzing the APKs. Once I find the spicy stuff, I will be back. But just so you know my methodology, that's how I did. All right, yeah, let me go back to work. See you. Okay, so we are back, and I had to do a couple other things in between. What I figured out was basically in here behind the headphone jack, so there is a button over here. It's clicky. I hope you're hearing that. So basically I put a pick like this in here, hold it, and then I plug UART cable. And that brings me to a point where I forgot to tell you that I found the UART on this board. I soldered these 3 pins, and I had to do a very ugly cross connection between these 2 pads to enable RX and TX. It basically RX, so I was able to send from my keyboard to the device, RX port in here, TX port on my computer. You know, without even the RX, I was able to see stuff in the console. While holding this and plugging things, it goes into basically allwinner's bootloader mode where you can flash stuff in there. I couldn't do anything in there. I read somewhere if you keep pressing 2 in the UART, it will initialize the memory map and the bootloader, and then you can do stuff. I still couldn't do anything there. It worked, pressing 2 constantly during U-boot. I got to some places. It doesn't matter, so I'm gonna skip. But yeah, I was able to do some stuff, but it wasn't enough, and I gave up. So now we are going to cut to my microscope footage where I desoldered this eMMC. I just said enough is enough. I'm not gonna play around. The disk is right over here. I'm gonna desolder it and extract everything out of it. So let's go to the footage from my microscope. And we are back. Okay, so you saw what I did there, okay? And what I extracted over there is right over here. I placed where the triangle is, and I matched it to the dot, and I placed it there. I'm gonna close that. I'm using this. It doesn't matter, really. Any other eMMC EF153 reader would do the job, but I have this. I have actually many more samples, but this is the one I'm gonna use it on the camera because it also have lights and everything. You will see it. So let's go to my Linux laptop first, very quickly. As you can see on the screen, okay, 1 2 3. Okay, I plugged in, but this one does have a power button. Till you press that, it's not gonna work. So I just want to show you that in the G parted, as you can see here, there is only my NVMe SSDs that belongs to this laptop. Okay, and now look what happens. I turn it on, the blue light comes on. When you see the blue light, you know you desoldered, reballed, did everything right for the socket reader, eMMC 153 reader. Okay, now let's go back to gparted. I'm going to refresh. You're going to see, there you go, dev SDA 32 gigabytes. That's that. What I did was I basically did a DD, and I did from the dev SDA to an output file, which was the raw file. And then I basically started to go through the folders, and I extracted all the partitions. And as you can see, these are all numbered partitions that were output from that. And then I used some bash script to basically basically grep all the APK files, ELF files to analyze. As you can see, I made an APK files.zip, ELF files.zip. I uploaded them all to VirusTotal. Didn't go anywhere, didn't lead to anything at all. So I had to do everything manually. And as you can see, this androidtv.bin, this is the 30 gigabyte raw copy of this. Actually, it is very raw because even the apps that I installed during initial phases of this video, it was all there. Everything related to this. I did this because I found some APK files and they were referencing some native libraries and I could not access those native libraries from file explorers. Maybe I could have, I tried one, didn't find it. So I said, this is not efficient. I need to be faster. So I did a chip off method. I got the chip out of it and read it this way. And after this, I got the partitions. And after this, I want to show you, I was able to extract everything with 7z. Okay, so what you see here with the numbers is just 7z extract. Okay, and then I knew there's two files that only matter. Look, ls-lah. The two files that matter, the files that are large, basically the super image and the user data image. And user data contained user data. It was APKs installed post installation, not source APKs, post install. APKs data files, shared preferences, all that stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. I can actually show you. Look, if we go to, what was the number for the system data? I mean, user data. Yeah, so here you can see this is the system data, and if I open this folder, you see a lot of files, folders, but it is not really full. A lot of it are empty. For instance, if we go to system, you see there's not even a bin here. I was looking for system bin or system lib or the libraries. I could not find. So there are some stuff in here, but not enough. Okay, so I got some files in here, bunch of config files and settings. As you can see, if we can go to now to the data, and the ADB is here, Apex is here, app is here. I have data here. You see, I have basically root access now. I can access data of every single app if it's not running, but I have the offline that they are saved in the data folder. So long story short, I did everything. Okay, the 7-zip extraction worked fine for the user data, but it did not work for the system, for the 08. So for that, I had to use LP unpack. That's why I have this page up on my screen. So if you end up doing the same thing, you're going to need the LP unpack. You're going to pass the LP unpack, the system image, the super system image, and then output folder. Then you will get all your files. Okay, all clear? Good. So I'm going to turn this off. We got the files. All right. Now I am going to try my best to do this fast. I am going to switch back to here. So we're going to stop this one. Now we are in my work computer here that I use for YouTube stuff. Okay. So as you can see, I brought everything out of the laptop. So I created the report. We're going to go through it. And you see the system.tar is here, system, and system2 is here. So now if I go to system, I will be able to, in the system, I will be able to see the system subfolder. And there you go. I have the bin folder. All the binaries are right here. And if I go to lib folder, all are right here. So one of the native files I was looking for was lib heartbeat, right? There you go. Lib heart _jni.so. We're going to talk about everything. So I got all the files, okay? And in the etc or etc, whatever you read it, if we go to init, there you go. We have all the init scripts, okay? So I got everything. Now I want to try my best to do this quickly. I just want to show you the methodology that you can dump. You know, you get an Android TV, you want to do a security research on it. This is the fastest way. I just dump the chip off, dump everything, parse, extract the file system, and now look what I did. So I went through the initrd script, because remember, if you have a malware and no one is executing it, what type of malware that is, right? So developers of that TV box need to make sure they are running it. So I started with the init scripts, and the interesting ones are here, basically what I listed. So for instance, like apps disable.rc, it basically disables the, com.google receivers using PM disable. So the applications related to Google will not receive the boot completed notification broadcast receiver. Not a standard in file, suspicious obviously, and what it is doing is suspicious, but honestly, I don't think I really 100% understand what it is doing, right? I will show you. So here, as you can see, if we open up the apps disable.rc, okay, it is basically running bin, system bin apps disable, and that one is also a bash script, okay? So here's the apps disabled in the bin folder. If I open it, you will see that it is querying the packages that does have this one boot completed, grepcom.google.android starting, and then it runs pm disable on those. So if you know what it means, we know what it means, but that part I really don't know why. So that's there. There is a fixed tracing. So misspelling of tracing was suspicious. That caught my attention. So I started checking, and it's actually doing, setting some permissions for syskernel tracing, and due to SE Linux stuff, not really that interesting. Although it's abnormal and the developers of the box wrote the code, but yeah. There is init format device. I saw it some potentially legitimate, I think, because it does a factory reset. It deletes everything, does a factory reset. I don't know why they needed any initrc script for it, but it is what it is. Multi-IR, that's possibly for the remote control thing that you guys saw, the remote control that comes with the TV. And usually OEMs, bundle remote for generate files and everything. That's for that. QW.RC, it appears to be Kushix Duta's super user, Kush super user APK. I googled it. Seems like common. Seems like other places have seen that APK file. It's like a super user APK. So didn't really dig deeper than that. It was just simple Kushi super user APK. Running RC, that's also doing a factory reset, or does have a capability to do a stress test. Runs a bunch of mem testers, sleep wake cycle, all that stuff. System mix, very uncommon name, but also not found in any OEM. It wasn't doing anything special really. We'll come back to it later. I will show you. It's in a system mix right here. So it starts a system mix service and writes in the logcat, basically main system mix service is running. That's it. And then registers itself in default service manager, starts a binder thread pull, and then enters into infinite IPC loop. Really doesn't do much. That's pretty much it. It's a native library. I will show you. I moved on to suspicious apps in the system app. Now in the system app, you will have the original APK, not the ones that are installed. Okay, there was one called all app, a very vague name, obviously not standard. And when I started looking at it, it basically monitors install and uninstall events, and there are some ties to Google GMS authentication logic in there, but didn't really see anything very suspicious, but kind of okay. And now we start. So device heartbeat is one of the most interesting ones. So device heartbeat is actually, let me show you. So we go back here. If we go to app, device heartbeat, there you go. So I opened it in JetX. Okay. If we go to the manifest file immediately, always I'll go there first. You will see there's nothing crazy in terms of permissions. Okay. But it gets interesting. So what I took note here, basically in the com Android device heartbeat points to this. So this is very important. That domain will come up everywhere. That's the domain they are using as a CNC, command and control. I did not want to click on that. So see, don't put the URLs like that in the report. So you will end up clicking on it. So anyway, if we go back here and if I search for it, okay, so I searched for it. As you can see, it's right here. So this is the server address. This will come up in many places, and this is where they are stealing info and installing stuff. We're going to come to that. Okay. And also, by the way, since it opened, as you can see, it shows application device cannot handle your request. There's nothing found, wrong URL, but it's actually not really wrong URL. We'll see. And it uses the libhard.jni. So if you go to here and do load, as you can see, if I go to load library, it loads the hard.jni, which we are going to investigate. Okay. And in its request auth call in the libhard.jni. Okay. So now we have to switch gears and see what's happening in the native file. Okay. All right. Now let me open libhard.jni in the Ghidra. So you will see that there is a JNI unload, and it's basically the heartbeat native service, okay? And you will see there is a start heartbeat service. And what I wrote there, let me see in my report, okay? In request auth call, okay? So if we go here, request auth call, look at this, okay? So it listens on a port, finds a port basically, and the number is right there, 2586, okay? And on localhost 127.0.0.1, and this is the AES key. So what it does is, you see here, this is auth string. You see, it's from right to left, AUTH auth string, and it encrypts it with the AES with this static key, and then sends that, and then receives a response and decrypts it with the same key. So that is some sort of weird authentication code that they are using. Don't really know what it is about. And it also appends a random to that auth string. So auth and random number number and then encrypts it with AES, sends it, receives a response, decrypts it, that's it. So it is some sort of authentication, but I really don't know what it is used for. But yeah, here is the explanation. And another interesting, so this T101.cn is very important to them. Okay, let me show you. So you see here, it opens system, etc. hosts file and reads 400 hexadecimal, which is 124, which is 1 kilobyte, and then does str, which basically search in the content for T101. So if you have an entry in system, etc. hosts file for T101.cn, it intentionally crashes itself. This call is crashing the system. It crashes the library, crashes the app, basically crashes the heartbeat, and I think when the heartbeat dies, it reboots or something. Okay, it's a heartbeat service used in many of the applications, and this gotta stay alive. And if you add an entry in system, etc. host for this, it causes the system to crash. But here's the catch: the code is stupid, because if you add T101.cn after first 1 kilobyte, so add 1 kilobyte of hashtags, basically comment in the whole file, and then add an entry for T101.cn, you basically bypass the check. But they're counting on the fact that you don't know that, so you're going to add it right on an empty etc. hosts file, and that will obviously be under 1 kilobyte, and they will detect it and restart the system. But this way, you know it, you can bypass it that way. All right, so keep that in mind. And then we are going to see there is a Dragon ATT file. It's just, again, root tools. I've seen in other allwinner devices and ROMs and dumps. I saw people talking about it, so it's not unique to this particular device. So I keep pointing to it, so it's better stay here. This particular device, this. When I see it's not unique to this, I just kept going. There is also FAC App Manager, which is Factory App Manager. It's again doing factory resets and USB install. So I think they provide updates of sorts to you if you break the device or cause issues to this or something is not working. You plug that in, it installs stuff from the USB and does a reboot right after. Grape Launcher is the custom tvbox launcher that they have developed, but it does have functions for silent log uploads, silent downloads, and silent installs. That's where the interesting, or better said, malicious, suspicious things really takes it to another level with the Grape Launcher. And there is another one, I think it's this one, Box Tools. So that's the one. So there are 2 apps or services that does have a capability, basically like 4 capability. The best, I think, is the Box Tool. So I'm gonna close this. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to open the box tools in Ghidra, and I am going to search for this. So you first see what I found, and then we're going to search for other stuff. So let's do this. I don't remember where it was. Yeah, okay, so here you go. As you can see, there are multiple functionalities. MGA, upload log activity, MGA service, reset activity, refresh activity, download activity. So what it does is there are like multiple things in here. One of the most suspicious ones are here in the box tools, and it's starts with this log activity. And if I go to that log activity, that's right here. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the logcat function, the handler for that. Look what it does. It basically grabs all the logcat files and creates a zip file out of it, and then appends your MAC address and your device information regarding your device, and then creates a zip file and appends everything to it and packs it up. As you can see right here, along with the file, MAC address, and log ID, it sends with also etc cms.txt. It creates that and then uploads that to cmsapi.t101.cn. So what that means is a lot of activities that you're doing in this device generates a lot of logs, and it goes to logcat. Okay, and you're opening an app, closing an app, installing something, deleting something, doing something, playing around like when I did when I was playing around it. So they will know when I was playing and tweaking and trying to tinker and get things out of it. They would have known if I had it connected to the internet. This one will capture the logcat and then send it to that. As you can see, here is also the URL. It goes to /device/cmd/logcat/upload and will send it to there with these 3 parameters. So I can basically create a burp file and set this as a destination, set this as a URL, and set 3 variables. Boom, send it, and it will go get uploaded in there. I didn't do like web pen testing. So yeah, I'm gonna take it easy on them. I think there might be even some stuff in there, but anyway, different story. So here you will see that they can arbitrarily access and read logcats from any device that you're using, okay, that is connected to their environment, and they have an ability to issue commands. That's one thing. The other thing, as I said, they are able to install applications silently. So they are using silent install. It's not even hidden. Yeah, here you go, silent install service. So when the command comes, they will be able to, using the download service that you saw in there, download the APK or whatever, and then use the silent install service to install, which I think, if last I remember, it was using PM. So PM is a command, binary ELF file that you can run to install or uninstall or query stuff in the packages, right? PM is package manager, okay? So you can install things. So user will not see the install dialog on their screen like when you're installing an APK. It will bypass that. It will just install the APK and it will be there in your device. So they can remotely install, uninstall, download any APKs that they want into your device and read using logcat, read all the logs of your device, okay? So keep those things in mind, and those come in the box tools, as well as it is also built into Grape Launcher, okay? This one, Start App, also does, you know, a lot of bloatware, inject ads, to track usage, all that sort of stuff. Not that really important based on what I saw in here. And by the way, everything they are sending, it's encrypted with AES. Did I show you that in there? Yeah, here, okay. So auth native base XXD code, they are able to encrypt basically with these. It's a native library, auth native, libauth JNI. It's in the library. They use that to encrypt and decrypt data before sending it or receiving it from server. So all the communications with the server, C2 server, is using a made up AES encryption. So they are not relying on SSL. They are using their AES encryption with custom base 64 to encrypt data, send and receive, okay? There are more settings app that integrates with VPN hotspot that I saw. It uses com.qn.vpn hotspot, but I don't have it. I think I have to actually plug this in, authenticate my device, register my device, and as I said, using box tools, they can remotely install apps, APKs in this device. So what they want to do is authenticate you. I don't know how the licensing works. They will do the licensing. They're stealing everyone's stream, but they want their own licensing and money, whatever. And then after that, they will push that VPN hotspot, so your device will connect with VPN to download and watch all those illegal streaming content, okay? Another interesting thing was this libsystemmix.jni. So this one is a very open library, okay? So libsystemmix.jni, okay? And I'm going to open that in Ghidra. So as you can see, this one does have all sorts of exposed native functions to read, write, delete, mount, unmount, umount, initialize, read, put, file, all that stuff from the native library, which is root. So basically, you can write your own APK and use this native library that's in the system, load it, call the functions, and it will do it for you. It will basically create a folder using native library, put data in there, rename it there, you mount it, unmount it, everything. So they are using it, but it means that you can use the same thing as well. Just saying, there is no check like who's calling it. You just load it and then call it. So that's the function system mix thing, but I don't know if they developed it or they're using it from the pre-made something in there. So that's there. Actually, it might not be root. So it is just a native library. You can call it and it will do those things for you, okay? So basically, in the conclusion, they have anti-checks for obviously their T101CN, that's their command and control. They obviously, as you saw in the beginning, as soon as you try to enable developer options, it will crash and restart. You can never have developer options enabled, never enable the USB debugging, anything like that. And then they communicate with that T101 to download and install APK silently. Example would be that VPN service. Initially, it's not there. They have to push it for you. And then everything they are communicating are encrypted with that AES key that you see. And there is some arbitrarily made up authentication algorithm in there with that port and everything that you saw in there. So in summary, they are also capturing all the logs from your device anytime they want. So they feel like it, They issue the command to your device, and it's registered. When you register it, they know this serial, this MAC address, it's mainly with the MAC address. They know this is you, and then they will use that for issue updates, install APKs silently, and capture the logs. So far, that's what's on stock image. Keep that in mind. So I did not connect this to internet. Who knows if I connected to the internet and registered and they started pushing APKs to my device, what would have been? So what I saw on Reddit when people were saying, you know, you will pay something, buy this, but then they will ask you for more, otherwise they will disable your services and all that stuff. Now I lean towards believing that because they have the capability. If you don't pay up and you have this junk, which literally I don't think would worth more than $40 with that allwinner H168 and that bullshit eMMC, they will be able to disable this, install apps into it. They can crash your device, they can wipe things, push an APK, and basically delete everything. They can. And they can capture the logs, and they can do more. Who knows what types of APKs they are pushing into this, okay? So I'm gonna be very honest. I thought it's gonna be a lot worse than what I found in there. It is still very bad, capturing logs and arbitrarily installing any APK they want and communicating in an encrypted fashion with their T101 CN with checks to so no one is doing man in the middle. I get it, but what I mean is it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I'm gonna see somewhere like keyloggers everywhere, like stealing credentials, anything you're doing getting logged. Not that much, but it is still very bad. Even if this one wasn't really bad, I just wanted to show you how you can do what I did. So when you get a suspicious Android TV package like this and want to do a security research for fun, this is what you can do. You can do with the chip off and you can do it without. I'm gonna be honest, when I did the initial things that I showed on the video where I basically installed some file explorer and I was able to export the APKs, that was kind of enough. I should have just spent more time and manually find the libraries and try to copy those as well, maybe. So other than that, I didn't really discover a whole lot when I did the chip off, other than like init scripts, easy access to everything on the file system, all the libraries, all the APKs, all the native apps, but you can manage without chip off with what I showed you in the beginning of the video. But I want to do all in, okay? Now, all that being said, I think I am going to put all I did in G Drive and share a link in the description. You want to go at it, you want to check the APKs yourself, you want to play around the native libraries, go for it. It's just a good exercise to get your hands on something from such a device, trying to find malware. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really spend a lot of time, so I probably missed a lot of things. I might even have a lot of mistakes in what I said. So go for it. Find something, let me know, educate me as well, share it with everybody, and whatever you find, it's just a fun project. I wanted to do it because I was very suspicious when I got that sponsorship offer and how they just disappeared. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think down below. Get in touch if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.